What was the first deal like?
The first deal was not a good deal, like, which is a great question, right? So, because we were signed to a production company called Llen. So we were signed to, like, Cool's brother, you know, one of the Oracle's production companies. So when you do deals like that, a lot of it go through the production company, right? So it was like, yo, we got to get on. We do this album. The album goes copper. I think it sell like 2-3 copies.
He said 2-3.
Right?
Yeah.
But what's amazing about your first album at that time, you're just so excited that you got a deal, you actually think tomorrow you're gonna be on MTV or MTV Raps. We made it. So the album, so the label was like, yo, let's just send them to Europe, right? Because maybe they could sell out there. So they ship us to Europe. And they're like, yo, y'all gonna be opening up for Das Effects, right? So we open up for KRS-One, we open up. Anybody will tell you, letting us open up for you at that time is like letting Jimi Hendrix open up for you. Cause we got one rule. By the time we get off that stage, everybody in that room gonna know who we are. That's it, like we don't settle. I remember one time playing with KRS-One and my DJ Leon, shout out to Leon, I think he tried to drop a piece of the Bridges Over. They cut him off so quick. Like, don't do that, young man. You're gonna get slapped over here. But just show you like the level of competition that we would be on. You know what I'm saying to you? And I mean, till today, anybody that's watching this, you know, Jay-Z, Nas, Puff will tell you, don't do that. Like, because that we practiced for that. Like, we wanted to be that showman style. Like, right. So for us, we opened up for Das. It was amazing. But before we went to Europe, something interesting happened. I went to see a dude by the name of Salaam Remi. And Salaam, anybody who's watching the Amy Winehouse documentary, when she's talking about the sensei, and she's like spitting the bars on the Amy Winehouse documentary, she's talking about Salaam. And so I went to see Salaam, and he's already ill. Like, he's producing Supercat, everybody in the world. Right. So my man Jeff Burrows set it up. We clicked. Me and Salaam clicked. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna bring the group. So I bought Lauren, bought Prize. Salaam puts this beat on, and it's going burr, 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 burr. Right? And yo, and now Salaam goes, all right, you first, go in the booth and rhyme. Now, I felt like, oh shit, the guy, that LL guy, I'm about to be him. So I go in there, and I'm rhyming for like 15 minutes. Come out. And Salaam still got these tapes. Prize go, he rhyming 15 minutes. Lauren go, she rhyming 15 minutes. We leave. This is when I understood I had to learn what he just did. If I'm going to be competitive as a producer, I gotta learn this next part, right? As I'm doing my records, I'm picking up. So Salaam took my vocals 15 minutes, and he was like in his brain, you can hear it, he like, yo, Mona Lisa, can I get a date on Friday? And if you're busy, a chiba, y'all. Well, I'm a Libra. Go past all of this, put that little section, go on Prize, Lauren.
He's clipping it.
Don't know what the record is yet. So he literally put the Nappy Heads remix together.
Wow.
So now when he put the Nappy Heads remix together, I remember we go to Europe. And when we go to Europe, we doing everything. And when we get back to New York now, we got a show at Jones Beach. Keep in mind, we was opening up for like Das Effects and all of that. And I don't think we knew how big we were, right? Because the freaking Blending on Reality was a flop. You feel me? They was like, yo, they're gonna send us to Europe. We get to Jones Beach, and I think it was like a 5 Heartbeats moment, like straight up. Cause the minute I was like, oh, they're gonna be real lukewarm. Like 30,000 people on the beach. Bam, 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 bam. I'm like, what is going on? And then the shit is like, pepper, 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 pepper. I'm like, Chiba, y'all. Well, yo, the place erupted. Laura comes out. What did kid do? The place is going prot. A battle's not a battle. Crazy. And that was the moment that I felt like in my heart, like, yo, we about to do something
Incredible.
crazy. Just felt good. You know, like you don't know what it is yet, because the score ain't created yet.
Right.
You just got that feeling like, yo, it's gonna be amazing. You know what I'm
The
saying?
roof on the projects again.
Huh?
The roof on the projects
The
again.
roof on the project, it's that feeling. So that's why I be telling people sometimes, like if you pay attention to your gut, you might get like a chill feeling, like it just feels special.
Yeah.
Like you know something's gonna happen. You don't know what it is yet, but you're like, yo, it's a special day today. Like you just like, why are you happy? I'm just happy, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
That was the start.
Wow. So let me get it straight. That record was the blueprint.
Salaam Remi,
For the score.
the Oracle, was the blueprint to me understanding in my brain that I had to shift, right? Because when I was doing like Ready or Not, like, I actually have fell asleep to a movie called Sleepwalker. And the sample was still in my head. And I was in the Booger basement, Jerry's father, my uncle's house. I was in the room upstairs. And I would always sleep with an MPC. Like the MPC always like right there. Anything I hear. Yo, I woke up, I remember like, because at that time you had to take it like from the VCR, send it back to the tape. And I was like, yo, I need this part right here. Cut it. And just laid like some very real light drums over it. You know what I'm saying? It just felt like one of those days, just, you know. It just felt like one of those days, you know what I'm saying? And then I remember Lauren coming in there, you know what I'm saying? And she was just doing these hooks. And then out of nowhere, she's like, ready or not, here I come. Yo, once again, that looked like another scene from the 5 Heartbeats. I can't even make this up. So, but keep in mind, like the energy of what's going on is all being created like real time. So it's like different people in different rooms, different energies is going. We right in the hood, right in the middle of the hood. So, and then I remember like having like 3 or 4 records and going to Salaam, cause like he's like my temperature check. So I go to Salaam like, yo, I want you to hear something, cause you might want to act. He listened. He was like, these records is done, Clef. And then I remember him saying, yo, I got this beat. I remember all of us in the studio, he got this beat. And then he's like, but this beat is for Fat Joe, right? So he's like, yo, the beat's for Fat Joe. And I'm like, go ahead, let me hear it. So he plays this beat and it's like, doom, 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 doom. Ooh la la la, it's the way that we rock when we're doing our thing, right? So, shout out to Fat Joe. He'll tell you this story. He'll be like, the Fugees done stole my beat. That's my man right there.
Wow.
So, we always talk about that, but that's the track Salaam had for us. And so for me, when we did the score, we led off with that record. Like, you know what I'm saying to you? We led with that record. And to us, believe it or not, on the score, I think the record that probably surprised me the most, and I think probably most of us, And I'm gonna get to John Forte, because he played a very crucial part in the score, and sometimes we're gonna talk about that.
Right.
You know, we know Praz, we know Jerry, we know, you know what I'm saying? So, hold up. What was I just lost my thought.
All right.
The record that surprised you the most.
Right.
The record that surprised me the most was Killing Me Softly. Because Killing Me Softly, we did it like a blend tape. The whole thing sounded like a Ron G record. Because it literally was just a break beat. And like a trillion vocals, right? So it was like, a lot of this stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, we know we spent time on it or whatever, you know what I'm saying to you? The style of Killing Me Softly was just, it was just raw. It sounded like something that could be on a blend tape.
Right.
But when the album came out, it was so crazy in that era because you could see what the singles are. Because you could send a song to radio, you know, and then the radio be like, no, we're playing this song.
one, right.
So y'all label got to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So eventually, you know, we got to Killing Me Softly. But I would say when people's like describe the vibe, you know what I'm saying to you, I think like in the Fugees, like I was like what Will.i.am is to the Black Eyed Peas. That's the best way I can explain it.
Right.
I'm just like a thug nerd, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'll sit there, when you hear like Killing Me Softly, I'm doing all the hand automations, like pulling, you know what I mean? I ain't rich, so, and I don't have a Neve board, so I'm like, okay, let's go back again. 115, all right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think John Forte played a crucial part on the score because I think like John Forte came from Brooklyn and he had a whole nother side of like how he used to chop certain records, you know what I'm saying to you? He had a thing, I remember like when we was doing like Family Business or like Zealots or different things, you know, then we had Jerry Wonder, who was like a Bootsy Collins to me. Like, this dude been funking since he been 13 years old. The bass been bigger than him, you know what I'm saying to you? We had Lauren, who's not just the soul of the Fugees in context, but just her ear and how she would just hear these hooks and these like amazing, you know what I'm saying? And Praz was just a rock head. So everything Praz wanted to do had to sound like Guns N' Roses. Like he was just a rock. So for me, I think like that fusion and that combination was, you know, like what made this amazing. And then while we moving, and I'm like Dr. Dre in my basement, like just staying, I'm not moving, I'm there, Jerry, we cooking. And I remember another young man comes to the basement and he's like, yo, I'm telling you, my stuff gonna be crazy. Let me play some of it for you, you know what I'm saying? I'm listening. Then we connect and we become real good friends. I take him in as a little brother. And now when I'm performing, I will put him on the spot, right? And I'll be like, yo, come out here. So he'll come out and then kill it. He's like, yo, I'm telling you, it's gonna work. But meanwhile, now with the Fugees, I'm constantly moving. So I was like, yo, before we wrapped the album, we had a Fuji Live remix. I was like, yo, you gotta be on this thing, man. Jump on it. So he gets on and he kills the reggae remix to Fuji Live. And if anybody's like who that young man is, his name is Akon.
Wow. Yeah.
So Akon is my little brother. So Akon was on the score. Man, this is so important. So this was like the kind of energy, but now Akon had something in his head. That's that thing we talk about the future. So now while we touring and doing our thing, Akon's about to be the next thing. You see how the world universe works?
Yeah.
Because he's doing something that's gonna be totally different than what we're doing. You know what I'm saying to you?
Right.
So that to me was what made the score incredible. The Outsiders. So I used to be in the basement, and once again, I would battle everybody. So, RP to Slang Tongue, one of the coldest from the Outsiders.
Blaze
Yeah.
Battle Champion.
Wow.
Slang Tongue?
Yeah, Slang
Beast.
Tongue. So
That was the one you took the L or?
Nah. The L, I didn't take no L. The Outsiders, man, we just used to go back and back. It was just Young Z, You know what I'm saying? Like I used to spar with
Rod
Z.
Digger.
Rod Digger was amazing. The Outsiders was like, I even think one time Eminem was with the Outsiders.
Yes.
Yeah, he was.
So the Outsiders had a style that was different than we had a style. So I was like, yo, on Cowboys, we'll put both styles together. And ole, you know, and me and Pace One went first. Lauren, Rod Digger, Young Z, and Prize, and then John Forte closed it. So people don't understand. The most mysterious thing about the score is you only know Wyclef, Lauryn Hill, and Prize, but you never sit back to listen to the score to hear how many MCs come on that you never heard of before. And that's what we about. Like, that's what the culture is. That's what when somebody say the culture. When you hear Family Business, Omega's on there. He was just a dude from the block that was dope. And we was like, yo, that verse fit that.
Right.
So for me, I think a combination of all that is what made the score the score.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
That almost deserves a round of applause.
Yeah.
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars, I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.